In this video, I will give an example of how to create a Flipgrid and do the one that is due for this week of October 20th. So Flipgrid is going to be in one of our centers, and it's going to be in the notebook center. So I'll click on the notebook center, and I'll see the assignment that says Flipgrid. I'll open it so I can read the directions. It says, click on the Flipgrid app on your iPad. Use the join code below, then read the directions on Flipgrid. So I'm going to copy the join code. And because I'm on a desktop, I'm going to just go to Google or Safari, and I'm going to type in Flipgrid, and then it'll look like this. All you'll do is type in the join code or paste it in and hit go. Then you'll be able to see the directions. So the directions are OA.2 comparison word problems. Solve the word problem below on a plain piece of white paper. Use the UPSC problem-solving method to solve on the paper. Then make a video explaining to your peers how you solve the problem. Your video should be at least 1 minute, but no longer than 2 minutes. So below is the word problem. Rachel picked 15 apples. This is 3 times as many apples as Sarah picked. How many apples did Sarah pick? Then it says, when you're done, watch and reply to one of the videos. Use text moves such as I agree, I disagree because, and can you explain why you did something? So after I read the directions, I'm going to solve the problem on a piece of paper using the UPS strategy, showing a picture, showing how I solved it, showing how I understand it, and showing how I checked it, and including a sentence. So you're going to do all of that before you click the record a response. So I've done that previously, so now I'm going to click on record a response and show you exactly an exact example of how to do this problem. So I'm going to click on record a response, and then I'm going to join with Microsoft because we have Microsoft emails, and click to remember me. So since we have Microsoft emails, I'll be able to pick my account, click next, might come up these things. I'll have to re-enter my password because Microsoft makes us do this a lot lately. And I'll just click sign in. Don't show again. Yes. You could hit cancel, but I already set these up, so I'm just going to click on looks good, but you would click cancel for that. And my login will be successful. Okay, so now it's going to record me. And it won't record until I click on this record button. So I'm going to get started. Be recording my response for the Flipgrid. Okay. So I'll show my paper. All right, so today I'm going to review the problem for our Flipgrid. I first understood the problem by knowing that Rachel had more apples than Sarah, so I drew Rachel with an arrow pointing up and Sarah with an arrow pointing down. And I circled Sarah because I'm trying to find out how many apples that Sarah has. So then I put a check next to the understand part because I understand this problem fully. When I was done understanding the problem fully, I moved on to the plan step. For the plan step, I decided to draw this tape diagram. I knew that Rachel had 3 times as many apples as Sarah did, so I drew 3 boxes in my tape diagram. Next, I knew that the total amount of apples that Rachel had was 15, so I drew a bracket on top and I wrote 15 apples. After that, the person I'm comparing, I know I always draw 1 box for that person, so I drew 1 box for Sarah. In the beginning, I did not have 5 in all those boxes. That came later at the solve step. When I solved it, I wrote the equation 15 divided by 3 equals 5 because I saw 15 total apples and I knew that had to be divided into 3 equal groups in order to get how many apples Sarah had. When I was done solving, I wrote in a sentence, Sarah picked 5 apples. Lastly, I checked my problem first by using the inverse operation of 5 times 3 equals 15. And next, I also checked it for reasonability. I wrote that Rachel had 15 apples, which is more, and Sarah had 5 apples, which is less. So I also put a check next to that, showing that that was less than Rachel used. So as you could see up here in the screen, so I just stopped recording by hitting the record button again. As you could see, I used up to 14 seconds of our time limit. So it should be less, you can't go over this. So if something happened that you accidentally went over and you want to record it, you could click this redo button. It should be at least half of this because it should at least be about 1 minute, so you have enough time to explain the whole problem. As you could see, that took me almost 2 minutes exactly, so a little under 2 minutes. You could click on effects down here or options to mute it or to record your screen, things like that. But for right now, we'll just stick with the normal. And you could also put effects on here. I want to caution you guys not to use too many of them yet, but you may look into those and see if you want to add anything like that. You can add one, maybe 2 emojis tops. If you want to add a little emoji in there, you may. That's fine. So if I want a little emoji guy sitting over next to me, that's fine too. So then I click next. You could edit your video if you'd like. I'm not going to edit it all, so I'm going to hit next again. And the display name will be Miss Trapper. And we could either select this frame, so I look kind of silly in that frame, so that's not the frame that I want to use. You could select a frame by clicking on this and picking where you would like the picture to come from. You could take a selfie. So I could just take a quick selfie and say cheese. Confirm. And then if you want to add any effects, you could do that as well. So when you took your selfie, if you take it again, you could also add effects like this. If you do effects, you could do like an emoji and put your emoji in there somehow, like so. If you want to put it over your face and make your emoji face, that's fine too. However you want to do it. You guys could be creative and a little silly here. And then as long as that's your real name, so this should be your first name and your last name, you'll hit submit. And I'll start uploading the video. And this might take a minute. So it says, do not close the app while processing the video. Don't close the app or X out the tab because it will not save your video. Okay, when you're done, it'll look like this. It'll say success. You'll just click on complete. And then you'll see my video comes up here. Now to be able to comment on someone else's, you could like their video by putting a heart next to it, or you could also comment on the video. To comment on the video, you'd obviously first have to watch the video, and then you could comment down here. You could comment using text, or you could comment by recording comment. But right now, I'll allow you to do either one you want, but you have to respond to at least one of your peers by Friday.